I'm going to spend a second here checking settings because that's the one thing I did not have time to get to is to figure out Zoom. And this is my first webinar here. So I do apologize for any technical problems that we might run into. I'll just throw that out there in advance. I definitely planned for the material, not so much the technology. So I'll definitely be learning here as long as that's all right with you, then we'll keep going, right? Cool, 12 people here, right? That's so awesome. Wow, cool. This is super exciting, guys. You know, I've been like super, let me make sure my mic is getting through, right? Does anybody else, can someone pop in the chat and say if like you can hear me good, if the audio quality is good? Good, clear, cool. So this has been like super exciting to put this together. I spent about an hour going over profiles today, and I spent a lot more time like thinking about this call. We're time, right? We're at 5:30. So 12 people, that's like so awesome. Like I appreciate you guys so much for being here. Really cool opportunity for me to be here really with you because you guys are all so extremely talented, and I'm not just saying that. I've went over every single one of your profiles, and I'm just like in awe of some of the things I see, some of the things you're doing, and like the people that I'm able to connect with from doing these calls. So I just appreciate you guys being here and spending your time here with me tonight. We're gonna go, I think I'm gonna mute everybody, which if it's not done already, let me see how I do that. It's not my preference to tell you the truth because it might be happening already done. Okay, I must have set that up already. I'd honestly like to this to be interactive. I just don't think I'm gonna have time, and I honestly don't know how to manage the like on and off of muting everything yet. So I am just gonna kind of roll through this, which is a little bit unfortunate because I'd love to ask you questions. To be honest, a lot of you, like we'll get to your profiles, the ones that I went over, and you guys are doing awesome stuff. So I wanna be learning from you too. So I do hope to connect with you after this call. And love to keep this communication going. So we will probably rush through this or go pretty quick. We have an hour and a half, and I'm hoping to review, if everyone's here, 7 profiles, and that leaves me 10 minutes if I'm lucky for everyone. And I have like tons of stuff I like that I want to talk about and tons of stuff that I think we can improve that I want to talk about. So I am going to kind of go through it fairly quickly. And let me, it's already recording. Wow, this is cool. I must have actually like did some planning ahead of time and set that up automatically. That's cool. I've been forgetting to record all the other calls. I did a couple one-on-ones of these to kind of practice and see what I need to improve, right? And pause recording. Cool, we're going. All right, so I'm gonna go fast. I'm gonna do some quick intros. Most of it will be screen share. I know my head's a little big, and that's because my desk is like too close to this treadmill setup I have, right? And the desk is just too close. So my camera, I need to figure out how to like move it back. But we'll be doing screen share most of the time, so you guys won't have to stare at my head. I'll take these glasses off though, because I see it's like super reflecting the blue. Those are like blue light glasses. So quick intros, everybody that's on the call. I'm not gonna have you actually do an intro, but I am gonna screen share really fast. And if I can find the right tab here. And I'm not going to cover everyone that's on the call. Sorry, that was a mistake. I'm going to just go quick intros of everyone who I really hope is here. And I should have looked better at the list because I have spent some time checking out your profiles. So we have, it's either 5 or 6 top rated Upwork freelancers on this call, which is awesome, right? I think it might actually be 7 because I think Jorgen and I might be pronouncing that wrong, and I apologize if I am, just joined us, and I'm doing some work with her, and she's top rated too. I didn't get a chance to review her profile yet, but there's at least 7 top rated Upwork freelancers on this call out of 12, so that's amazing. You guys rock, right? We have Rob on this call. We have, let's do locations too. Rob from Cleveland, right? We have John from Pennsylvania, Nanticoke, I think. And if I hope I got that right. Top-rated freelancer, 100% job success right there, right? We have Joshua from Tacoma, Washington. My brother lives out in Poulsbo. Like, I love it out there, man. You're so lucky out there. Top-rated freelancer, too. We have Timothy, 100% job success from Rhode Island, right? Johnston, Rhode Island. We have Kristen from Woodbridge, Virginia, top rated freelancer. Awesome. So many top rated freelancers. Like, it's amazing to connect with you guys. I think I've said that already, but I'll say it again. We have Loida from the Philippines, right? Another top rated freelancer. And did I go over everybody? Did I miss someone? I think I missed someone. Where's Noel? Here he is. Noel, perfect. Boom. Noel from Jamaica. Reviewed his profile too. Just getting started on Upwork, and I'm excited to talk with you and go over your profile too. So that's everybody that's on the call here. And I'll give a brief intro of who I am, just so you know. Like, I won't cuss. I'll try not to. I probably will, so that offends you. It might not be the call for you. I do cuss once in a while. I'm an Upwork freelancer too, right? So I'll first tell you, if you leave early on the call, there's not going to be any sales pitch or anything like that at the end of the call. This is straight material. We're going to be going over profiles. If we have any extra time, there'll be a question and answer session at the end, if I can figure out how to turn the audio on. If not, we can just do it in the chat room. But basically, I've been a freelancer on Upwork for 4 years now. I started in the side of school, right? So I started back, did I not? Let me see here. I started 4 years ago. I was going back to school. I did like a complete revamp of my life. I wasn't happy. I was an e-commerce website developer before. Wanted to change my life up. I'm like, I'm going to become a copywriter. It was on Elance and Odesk at the time, like right around the time Upwork merged from those two companies. My first contract was $10.96 an hour. And I knew I was worth more than that, but I didn't really care, right? I wanted to get a 5-star review on my profile. And I'm like, I'm going to do whatever I can to get that done. You know, and I just knew, like, I knew it was going to be huge for me. I kept raising my rates as I went forward, right? $25 an hour, $30 an hour, 26. It wasn't always up. That was my goal. I won't lie. It didn't always happen that way though. $45 an hour, you know, 75. Here was the first $100 an hour contract, I think, you know, 125 an hour. And it just keeps going up, right? So it doesn't just keep going up automatically. It keeps going up because I'm investing time in my business and I'm taking care of my clients, right? So I do just recently, it won't be on here yet. I have got a $150 an hour contract, which I was super stoked about because I didn't even ask for it. I wasn't even like confident at that rate yet, which we can talk about in another call, you know. But someone just shot me an offer and it's like, hey, 150. I'm like, sure, I'll take it, right? It's actually someone who I talked to before, and I wasn't gonna be like cut myself down, like, oh no, I only charge 125. You know, it's like it was a cool feeling. I say all that not to be like bragging or boasting, and I'm totally not that type of person. I just say that because I am going to be giving advice here, and I am going to be giving advice to some awesome freelancers. So I just want to show you that I too am an awesome freelancer, and I'm already learning from you, and I think you can also learn from me. So I'm just trying to kind of establish that. This profile that you're looking at here, and I'll send you all a link to it after the call. Like, I did it 2 or 3 years ago. I was making about $25 an hour, and I'm like, I'm going to redo my profile, and I'm going to make $100 an hour. Like, I'm putting together a $100 an hour profile, you know, and I was so far away from it at the time, and like, I didn't even think it was possible, but I did whatever I could to do that. And this thing is just, I've never changed it since. I want to change it, to tell you the truth, because I like write, and I feel like it's old now, and I've seen it so many times. But it works, and I think I'd be kind of silly to change it, right? So I told you why I'm doing it. I didn't tell you why I'm doing it. I am building. If I look up a little bit, I have some little notes up there. So just like an outline. And I hope, what time is it here? Okay, 10 minutes. We have 2 minutes left. So why I'm doing this, I am building a community of freelancers. We're in the process of that. It's called freelanceliving.com. The website's not even really ready yet. We transferred it over from my other website, Freelance Launch, which we changed the name of. And we're also launching a program, Freelance Success Formula. That's not really ready yet either, so I'm not here to sell that. I'm basically prototyping part of the program that will be in Freelance Success Formula. So this calls will not always be free. And they'll be included in the program at some time, but for the time being, they're going to be free as I like practice. And so you guys are the guinea pigs for sure. I'm excited for that, and I apologize for that at the same time. So that's basically why I'm doing it. And let's get to the profiles though, right? Because that's what we're here for. I covered the no sales pitch at the end, no reason to bounce early. I will send you after the call an email, and it will just include an ebook that I put together on profiles. So it's basically a lot of the stuff that we go over will be in this ebook, and this ebook definitely needs a good edit for sure. So if you're a grammar like police, like you'll have fun with this one. That's not my strongest suit. So that gets me into a story on. I actually didn't even know how to write. I won't go back into my profile, but I didn't even know how to write. I didn't know the difference between there and there when I started on Upwork, like THERE and THEIR. I literally had to look that up when I was working for clients. I just knew I could do it, right? So if anybody's out there and they're like not too confident in their skills yet, like if you just have the desire and drive to do this and you know that you'll be able to do it and you're smart enough to figure it out, like you will figure it out, right? So that's I didn't even know how to write, and now I'm like I write stuff that I just can't even believe I write sometimes. So I'm just not about me. Let's go to the profile reviews though. And I'm just going to go in the order that I reviewed the profiles. And it was just pretty much the order that you guys responded to. I had like 3 different posts though. So it was like 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to start with Rob here, right? So Rob from Cleveland. Rob, let's see. Let me find my notes and get a little organized. Rob's already earned $10,000 on Upwork, right? So huge props, Rob. This is where I wish this was interactive, and I apologize it's not, guys. Huge props, though, right? So couple things really stood out in his profile to me. His power of the pen, 2% in Ohio, right? I almost said Idaho. Power of the pen writing competition, top 2% in the state of Ohio. I can't say Ohio for some reason. That's huge, right? That's awesome. That like I've never seen such an accolade on a profile yet. That's super strong. It stands out. It builds authority, and it's super smart that you included it there. I love it. It's great. There's other things in here. You know, all your stuff is super awesome. I love your writing, Rob. Like your writing is like on point. If anybody, I'm gonna ask. Definitely just drop it in the chat. Actually, I would like to be able to send links to everybody on this call that we went over their Upwork profile to the other people on the call. If that is not all right with you, drop something in the chat because I will review it later. But I will like mention, like I'd highly recommend looking at Rob's profile just to see his writing style and how simple and clear it is, right? It's beautifully clear. You know, I pride myself in my ability to shape language. He even says it, I focus on concise, easy to read writing styles from both creative and professional lenses. I've always harbored an immense passion for reading, writing, poetry, and all things spoken word. And I look forward to lending my services to you. It's just like so clean. It's so clear. It's so crisp. Amazing writing, Rob. It's fantastic. Bam. You have a bunch of 5-star reviews, which is awesome, right? They're piling up. They're super good ones too. So like you're on your way to getting. There's one that really jumped out at me and managed to make magic happen. Like you get anyone that's out there listening, right? Like you start getting people saying this on your profile, and no matter how great your wording is, like Rob obviously wrote amazing stuff about him up top, but you get testimonials like that, reviews, you make magic happen, and that just makes people hire you. Like it doesn't matter what you say up there, and I shouldn't say it doesn't matter, but those reviews will be worth more than the time you put into your own profile. So they're super strong, but putting the time in your own profile does allow you the ability to get those reviews. So that was strong. And one other thing I really loved, and the reason I mentioned it is I am going to give recommendations too, but I'm going to start with what I love because we can all learn from this stuff, right? So I've learned a bunch of stuff just from going over these 7 profiles, and I don't like wait for my advice to start learning because I'm pointing these things out for a reason. And these things I'm pointing out because they're awesome, and I would highly recommend thinking about if anything really resonates with you, incorporating those ideas on your own profile too. So this right here, like, what's your story? That's a super strong ending. Like, I'll say it a couple times on this call. Like, this bottom section seems like you get to this point in your profile, you put so much time in it, and you're just like, I'm tired. I don't want to like do this anymore. Who cares? Nobody's getting down to the bottom, and that's not true. Like, if someone's maybe not everybody gets down there, that's true. But if someone is down there, they're interested in you, right? They put a lot of time in you, and they haven't decided to hire you yet because they haven't, maybe they're just the type of person who reads every single word, but I think with like our training with social media, we're probably having like a lot less of those people around where like our attention spans are getting smaller. So the bottom of your profile is super important. It's kind of like what I say closes the deal. So it's super important to put something like unique, something personable. And what Rob did here, like, what's your story? Now, the wording I think could be improved and make it even better, but just getting people to think about what's your story at this point is strong, because they're obviously there, like, your clients are there because they want to have a problem solved and they're interested in themselves, right? They're not really interested in you. And I'm not talking to you specifically, Rob. I'm talking to all of us, right? Like me too, like everyone. They don't really care about us at this point. They have no relationship with us. They're still thinking about themselves. So I think talking about their story right there, even though it's a blog that Rob wrote, is just perfectly placed. Couldn't have been put anywhere else on his profile to improve it. So that was amazing. And for everybody else, like, I would definitely focus something down here. I'll talk about it more though. Something about you, something personal, something that really stands out, you know, something that makes you special, unique, memorable, is what I would have in your other experiences, right? Like, I don't even think I did the best job at mine. I have just a certification, which is okay, right? Authority building, but like something like this, super strong. Awesome. Good job, Rob. Let's go into some improvements now, right? So I say, find a niche, right? So right here, proofreader and copy editor. That's just not like how many proofreader and copy editors, how many proofreader and copy editors are there on Upwork? There's a ton, okay? So we want to, and there's a ton of everything, okay? So I'm not saying like, don't be a proofreader and copy editor. There's a ton of everything. We have to make ourselves stand out. You know, it's not like there's a ton of copywriters. There's a ton of everything on Upwork. We can make ourselves stand out. And once we get those reviews, and once we have that profile that stands out and our proposal process is fine-tuned, like, it just becomes this automatic stream of clients for you. So I would recommend, Rob, to kind of pick a niche, make something here that's kind of more special, more stands out, right? So one thing that really stood out on your profile to me was your customer experience, right? Customer strategy, I wrote down, and I have very bad writing. So I apologize if I can't read some of my notes here. But something, let me see what really stood out here. There was shape language. I focused on concise, easy to read language. There's something about, yeah, so as well as an incredible customer experience, you're focusing on the end customer. I love that. Analytics and customer strategy, 2 years of experience in that. That's huge right there. So I'd love to include, in finding your niche can be many different things. What I'm going to throw out is just one idea. If you have other ideas, roll with them for sure, right? But something that either stands out in what you deliver to your clients, or talking about a problem that your clients are currently having, will help your subject stand out more. So like something that I came up with, and don't worry, this won't actually edit your profile. That'd be awesome if it could. Huh? I'd be a super hacker. My Instagram is time space hacker, by the way, but I'm definitely not a computer hacker. So I came up with whip quick, and then what was shoot, I shouldn't do proofreader and copy editor, right? So we're keeping that whip quick, proofreader and copy editor, and this might get too long. It emphasizes, that's one thing I didn't have time for, was to check like the Upwork character limit. Emphasizes your customer, it's going to be too long here, I think, experience. So we'll have to cut that down a little bit. Whip quick, proofreader and editor, maybe we take out copy. Boom. Do we need copy? I'm not sure. Whip quick, proofreader and editor that emphasizes your customer experience. It could be plural. It's going to get into one of my grammar issues, though, so I'm just going to leave it as is for right now. We'll just have to look up. So I think that's like, you know, quick. I'm including quick because that's like a customer problem we're talking about, and I believe you focused a little bit on being fast and efficient with what you're doing. And so it can be a problem for people with like proofreaders and editors. They don't want stuff to go forever, right? Like they want that process to go fairly quickly, and that kind of goes for anybody hiring hourly work. Not quickly as in bad quality, but quickly as in efficiently, you know? So something like this is strong, it stands out, it can definitely be modified, everything can always be improved. Another one that came to me is like proofreader and copy editor that proofreader and copy editor that puts your customers first, right? So that'd be another one that kind of stands out. It's like, it's emphasizing your customer strategy experience and those lines you put about customer experience. And I think that'll be super strong for you to help you stand out even more. So that was like the big thing that stood out to me. The other thing is I would do the design. I wouldn't worry. I would improve the design of your page. So you might add a little bit of emojis in here, like down here, right? You could go, and I might skip this right now. I'm just running late on time, but you can like get emoji or any of these emoji sites, you know, you can just copy these cool little emojis, and you'll see this more in the other profiles we review, right? So it's like, boom, what's it doing there? Okay, so it didn't like that. Let's see here. Get back to where we were. You know, all right. So we're gonna have to play with that. I'm not gonna spend too much time on fixing this. You might want to paste that. Let me try something real fast. Sorry, I'm not gonna be a perfectionist here. I promise, guys. But like, and this doesn't matter anyway, right? So I should just skip it. But there we go. Okay, I just pasted it to a notepad, so then it like took away the other formatting that's on it. And then you can go like that, right? And just make these look way, way cleaner. You know, you're like boom and make sure you don't have to worry about the alignment. That'll be right on your Upwork profile. Something like that. You may want to consider chopping these sentences down a little bit. But just improving the design a little bit gives people a visual break when they're on their profile, when you're on your profile. And to add to that, you need some portfolio pieces. Excuse me. I should have got two cups of water. I have one, so we'll make it last. Include some portfolio pieces for sure, and do some images of your images when you do your portfolio pieces, right? So like I have results stuff because copywriters, like that's my people care about results. So I made these in Canva super fast. But even on my writing, like I would just take a screenshot here. I pointed at the screen like you guys can see it. Sorry, I'll move my mouse instead. I took a little screenshot here. I found images on Google Images and just put them. So it really gives the readers a visual break because it's so much text here. And that's really, really nice to give them a break, right? So I definitely think about the overall profile design, and my ebook will definitely cover that more as well. So you could also work on like your education list I wrote down. This stuff here, I would take out anything that's like not totally relevant. Like high school and middle school, I'd probably just ditch it. I'd just have your bachelor's degree, and then I'd also focus a little bit on, I'll cover that formula in a second. I'll cover a formula called the odd formula, and I'll do that in the second profile because we're already over that, but apply that formula right here, Rob, and that will be super beneficial. And that's just a name I came up with today. Maybe if anybody comes up with a better, what is it, not formula, acronym, I believe, or initialism, I think it's an acronym. So if someone comes up with a better one, that'd be super awesome. And I'll talk about that formula in a few. So I think, yeah, so remove anything not relevant. Middle school, high school, like just ditch it. Even if you're fresh out of college, which you're not, 2015, I would just ditch those though. I don't think they add any, basically the rule, you have this power of the pen writing team, but you've already mentioned it up there, so I don't think you need it on there. Anything that's basically, I just keep anything that's relevant to the jobs that I'm looking for. If it's not relevant, like this is going to date me. I worked at Blockbuster Video at one point. I did not include it on my profile, right? This was my first job ever. I was like 15. I didn't include tons of jobs during that time on my profile. But like if it's just totally not relevant, I'm just not including it. Cool. So that's Rob's profile. Like fantastic profile though, Rob. I'm excited I'm going to take a little screenshot here of the little quick changes we made, right? And I'm excited to check it out once you implement some of the changes. So let's go to, I don't think you guys can see it on the tap. Whoa, water almost spilled, guys. Cool. That was just a close call. So John's profile, top rated, Upwork freelancer, 100% job success, right? 10K earned, piles of 5-star reviews on here, right? Tons of 5-star reviews, amazing 5-star reviews too. John did an incredible job, a 1,000% improvement from the old website. Like, that's such a strong testimonial. Took the time to understand our business, product offering, competitors. That's amazing, right? He gets the work done fast, does an excellent job. Great job. Cart and checkout look professional. Work as expected. Well structured with the numbers going up every week. Results-based testimonials, right? Like regarding click-through ratios. Super strong. These are amazing testimonials. Fantastic work, John. This is awesome. I really like, another thing I love about your profile is that you focus, and this is where a lot of people get it wrong. Okay, a lot of people get it wrong, and I probably did on my profile too. you focus on what your customers want first. So like, this is John's page, but John didn't come in and say, hey, I'm John. Like, I do this and I can do that. Like, we like to do that because it's like, and that's what makes the page even harder, because we start thinking about ourselves like, oh my God, what am I going to type about myself? You know, but really the people, our clients, our future clients, care more about themselves at this point. So focusing on, and they technically always do, right? But they will build a relationship with you and like develop, I'm gonna say the same thing over, but a relationship and start liking you, right? And become friends with you. But they care about themselves first. Like, they're solving a problem. And John focuses on the problems that he's solving for the clients, right? Or he specifically focuses on exactly what they want. So he says, helping global brands and ambitious startups achieve growth using data-driven strategies rooted in consumer psychology and behavior science. So it's like, it's what they're looking for. He's talking about what he's going to do for you. You know, it's not like, it's awesome. You know, in this line here too, even stronger. Hi there. There are many ways I can grow your business, right? So how many people came up with that for their profile instead of like, here's my list of stuff that I do, you know, or here's all the stuff that I'm awesome at. You know, that's me focused. That's me centered. That's not talking about your client. John comes in and just like, bam, there are many ways I can grow your business. Here's how I do it. He never even has to say what he does. He's talking about his client the whole time. It's beautiful. Fantastic work, John. Another thing that we can really learn from John, like, I'm already trying to think of ideas how I can do this on my profile. Having logos like this, Better Homes and Garden, Real Estate, Chevrolet, like, think of the authority that John builds with these logos. It's just crazy. And the craziest thing about it is, if you really dive in, you've already seen them. Right when you see them, you're like, oh my God, like, authority right here. Like, I want this guy. But then if you really analyze it, but it's too late because you've already got that authority in your head. It's Valley Chevrolet. It's a local dealership, right? Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. It's a local real estate thing. So I'm not like discounting it at all. The power is there. But why I'm mentioning this is that there's totally logos and brands in your community that you can go out to and do some free work for. Like, if I could do a free job and get a Better Homes and Garden logo on my profile, I would do that, you know? And maybe John did that. Maybe he got paid for the work. I have no idea. And again, I'd love this to be interactive in here. So shoot, everybody can see the chat. So if I like say something like that, totally correct it, or like throw out a chat thing in the chat's a good idea, because everyone will be able to see it, and I'll definitely review it after and like read everything that you guys write. So that'd be super cool for me to help be like stoked. I probably won't do it tonight because I go to bed at 8. That's why I also like, I don't want to be late on this call because I'm up like super early and I'm in bed super early too. But yeah, awesome authority here. Fantastic idea. Beautiful. It's one of the best things I've seen on an Upwork profile ever. Like, amazing job, John. I say too much. That'll be something I start working on. So let's see, where are we going to start? I think you should boost your rate, John. That's my number one recommendation for you. Like, I think you should be, you're asking for 30. You have 30 here and you have 50 down here. You're already getting paid 50 and you're only putting 30 on your profile. I'm not sure the exact reason for that. I'm thinking maybe to get more invites. But I'm also thinking, like, if you're bidding for work at 50, if you bid on my job at 50 and I saw your hourly rate at 30, I don't know if I'm going to like that. You know, I'm going to see that you got paid 50 already, so it's going to justify it a little bit. But I would boost that to 50. Honestly, if it were me, I'd boost that to 75. I'd boost that to 100, and then I'd start bidding at 50. Like, this profile is a $100 an hour profile. Like, there's no reason you can't be making $100 per hour doing what you do and having this profile. So I'd boost that for sure. That's my number one tip, and that's an easy one, right? I get off free on that one. So that's where I'd focus on first. The other thing, I think you may or may not like this, and I know there's going to be a good reason why you're doing this, but your safety and security thing here, and I'm sure you're smiling right now because you probably knew I was going to point it out, because I could just tell you're like that type of guy. You're super intuitive, but I don't know. I don't know if it's working for me, man. I'm not saying you have to hack it and not do it. You can do it, but you may want to save this for your proposal process. You know, so I would consider just removing it. And why? If somebody is dead set on the hourly tracker, like, they're going to click away right away. You know, you're not going to be able to talk them into that at this point because you do not have a relationship with them. If you're bringing it up in your proposal process, it may mean a little bit of wasted time on your end, because maybe somebody's going to like not work with you because you're not going to use the hourly tracker. And just to recap, like, John does not use the hourly tracker. He does manual time only. And as a client, in a client's eyes, speaking from the client in me, like I would not, I have an objection to that. I don't mind it, but if I already have trust for a freelancer, there's a lot of freelancers out there, and I shouldn't say a lot, there's freelancers out there who do take advantage of things. It happens to clients all the time. So you can build trust. Like I let freelancers I work with do manual time, but if I'm going to do that from the start, not as much. So I think you push this to your proposal process. And again, I'm sure that you have valid reasons for why you do it. I know the timer can get a little annoying. I didn't like it at first. I'm used to it now. But some other objections, just thinking about it as a client, like the possible reactions I could have would be like, okay, so he's not focused on my job. Like one of the justifications that you gave was that you're bouncing back and forth, you're working on multiple projects, right? So I'm like, okay, so is he not focused on my job? Like if I'm paying $100 an hour, like I want you, John, to be 100% focused on what I'm doing, so on my project. I don't want you bouncing other people's work, right? So I'd have that question. So I would just hack this, to tell you the truth. Boom, and you can keep it in your, whoa, come on, man. There we go. Okay, so boom, we take that out, put it in your proposal process if you still want to do it for sure. Or another idea would just to be, you could do hourly, but just have a cap on it for first project. You may already do this, be like, hey, I don't work on the timer, but because of that, I'm willing to, I'm always like honest and I keep track of my time. It just doesn't work for me for these reasons. I'm willing to do basically, we'll do an hourly contract, but I'll cap the hours. Like I say, this project won't take me longer than 3 hours unless you have some crazy edits and we have to start over, but that's never happened before. Something like that to make kind of ease the pain or ease that fear of being taken advantage of, because clients do have that fear. And it does happen at times. Okay, so what are we at? We're at time, we're at 6. Okay, we're doing okay. Formula, just checking my simple 2-step. Yeah, that's awesome. I love the formula there. Basically, I might have looked at your profile when I developed mine. I don't know if you were there 4 years ago or 3 years ago, but I have the formula on mine too. It really reminded me your profile on mine, and that's awesome. You could even think about including something in here. Like I have formula inside on my profile, right? And I think that's super strong because if I'm showing up in a list of freelancers, when they see my high rate, they're going to see 125 or 150. And I bid on jobs where people are saying my max pay is $50 an hour. So I'm coming in way over, right? So they might not click on my rate, or they might just be like, oh, screw this guy. I'm not paying this much. Like they don't value the work. That specific client doesn't value that type of work that much, but they might still want to see my formula, right? Like, well, I want to see the formula from the $150 an hour guy. And then what that's going to do, that's going to get them into my profile and reading my profile. And then they're going to go back and read the other profiles. And if I did my job right, I'm going to stand out, and they're going to be thinking like, wow, maybe I do want to spend that much money. Or they end up going hiring someone else, right? And the project goes bad. And they're like, damn, I should have hired that other guy with the $150. Like, why didn't I just spend the money? Now I'm $500 out of my pocket and I have crap that I can't even use, So I think this formula inside could work good on your profile too, John. You could totally just steal it, put it right there. You're like, boom, formula. And again, you might have to take something out. Formula inside, boom, boom, boom. You might have to take out, it might be a little bit long. So that's always tough to do. I'm not going to do that for you. But yeah, so I love the formula. And then I just finished your profile too. There's a couple little typos right at the end. I spend a little bit of time. Looks like you just probably were like, I'm at the end of this profile, fix the little Instagram thing here. I'd also type a little blurb about the Facebook marketing. You could use the same formula I'm going to give, the odd formula. Works awesome in these sections. And I'd basically spend a little bit of time down there. So cool. Amazing profile. I hope we can send this so everybody can check it out. If not, like you saw it on the screen here, it's in your memory. Like our brain is super smart, keeps our memories forever, basically forever. So it's in there. And just remember some of the stuff you saw. This is a really, really strong profile. Good job, John. It's fantastic. So let's go to, I guess I should have checked if everyone was on the call. I'm hoping everybody's on the call, man. Maybe I'm glad I didn't, because I'd be all sad in the beginning. Oh, where's Joshua? And Joshua is who we're going to talk about next, right? So Joshua, top-rated freelancer in Tacoma. You know, Joshua's story really, really stuck out to me because Joshua started down here at $16.50 an hour, right? Like I mentioned, mine, I started at $10.96 an hour. So Joshua rocked it, you know, and now he's up. He's up. This was back in 2016. We're doing this like at the same time too. That's crazy. What's up, Joshua? $10 or 16.50. Sorry, I'm all like incorporating your story into my own. Up to $45 an hour, right? He's like, boom, $40 an hour. A lot of fixed price stuff, a lot of fixed price. 14, don't know, maybe that was like a best friend or something. 40, $45 an hour, right? Like that's huge. He's tripled his rate. Uh, awesome. Fantastic journey. I am excited to see you like boost that up even more because your reviews are on point. Like you just look at somebody spending this much time. I'm pointing at the screen again. Understand, you know, he helped me understand how and why the site was struggling. He is super easy to work with and has above average communication skills. Like that's pretty strong. The last part's like, that's okay. You know, it's still good. I love how he capitalized it. But what else do we got? Joshua's a star in a crowded field of professional talent in the SEO writing space. That's a quotable thing right there. Boom. Like that's put that on the top of my profile if SEO is your main focus. If not, just take it out and have it in the writing space or I always modify testimonials a little bit as long as I'm not changing the meaning of what they're saying, right? So that's totally fine. His sense of clarity and purpose is stellar with each word. Super awesome reviews. Like same thing. I say probably boost your rate. If you've tried it, if you haven't tried it, I would do it for sure. You know, I'd put 65 up there. I'd put 100 up there if you want to, and then bid at 55. Like that's a strategy I always like to do. My rate's always higher than what I'm bidding. I've never bidded 150 yet. I'm about to transition, and when I do, my profile rate's going to say 200. You know, when I first started freelancing, you guys might have heard of Danny Margulies, and he was like, I made this chart of all these freelancers and what the copywriters and how much money they were making, and I wasn't making anything. You know, it's like this little pyramid thing. And so I could motivate myself to like show myself that I could do this, that people really are getting paid that much. And Danny was at like $250 at the time, or 200 or 250, and I was like, he was at the top of my chart, and I'm not there yet, right? I'm not making what he's making. I'm not sure he's actively freelancing anymore. He probably is, but I haven't looked at his profile in a while. And what was I going to say? Anyway, I have went through his courses. His stuff is really good, FYI. So I'm not like recommending his courses because they're super expensive too, and it's just not like I don't know. It's worth it. It's worth it for sure. He's dope, and he motivated me even before I even touched his courses. And I've never talked to him in person. So this is not like a testimonial. I honestly have my own courses, so that's why I hesitate to even like talk about his stuff. And I feel like my courses will incorporate as much, if not more, than Danny does, and it's going to be a fraction of the price. So, but I'm not saying his stuff is not valuable. He puts out good stuff. His blogs are really good too. Anyway, side note, didn't mean to talk about Danny. I have a blog post about him on my blog if you want to read any more. But let's keep going. Let's keep going here. Where was I? I got a little bit distracted. We went over everything. Boom. Joshua. So let's skip over. I think we covered everything we like. Let's go into some recommendations. In the ebook, I go over not starting every sentence with I. So, you know, we've kind of talked already about focusing on our customers, focusing on our clients, and even better, focusing on what our clients' customers, because that's who they really care about, right? So right now, Joshua's like, I am an expert blogger. I understand the good SEO. I am motivated to succeed. I'd switch all this stuff up. So we're talking about what they want, right? So we're going to feature ourselves, just kind of change the wording, play with that a little bit, and focus on the problems that you are solving for your clients or the problems that they're dealing with hiring another freelancer. There's two ways to take it. A, the problems they have with their business. B, the problems they have when looking for other freelancers. Okay, so you can do research and you can read good and bad reviews of other freelancers on there. You can sign up for a client account and just like pretend like you're going to post a job, and then you can browse through all the different freelancers in your market and you can read their reviews, and you'll see what people like and don't like. And those are the exact problems that you should be talking about in your profile, because that's real client language. That's more valuable than anything that I can even tell you, because that's the clients actually saying what they like and don't like about someone else. And I got huge amounts of value. I spent a lot of time reviewing profiles when I made mine. And I put in, if I saw a bunch of words sticking out, like if I'm like, you know, if I saw truly amazing like 20 times in client testimonials down here, I'm including truly amazing in my profile too, because obviously the clients I'm looking for like that language, right? So that's a little like side hack there. But definitely change the I words. I'd also focus on your headline here. So freelance writer, editor, again, tons of them out there, tons of everything out there. So how can we stand out a little bit more? And I came up with like a couple options here. I'm just trying to see which one I like the best here. Let's see. I think let's try this one, and I'm gonna mess up this formatting if I don't do something like this. Oh, I can't type. Here we go. This is the coolest little plugin I found for Chrome. When I found it, I was so excited. Expert, you're like expert blogger writes and edits high caliber, and I think I took that high caliber from your profile. High caliber words or high caliber articles could be another one. Writes high caliber words. You could also throw in like a boom, SEO optional. I love that when I came up with it, right? Like you do SEO stuff, but not everybody wants SEO stuff. So it's like SEO optional. I don't know if I'd do a cap on that. I don't know which one I like there better. I don't like either of them, to tell you the truth. Sorry, I'm a little picky on some stuff. Let's see. Maybe that. Bam. SEO optional, right? I don't know if I like that either. Try all lowercase. So that's not going to change it right now. But SEO optional is cool because it's like it shows if a client wants SEO, they're going to want that. Some clients are super against SEO, and I think that still covers that to make sure you have it in your thing there and not like pinpoint yourself to only SEO stuff, because some people don't want SEO at all included in their stuff. They think it doesn't work anymore, right? Some people don't think that. I'm not going to say which is right. I have no idea. You know, we could ask Google that if they were on the call. If a company could be on the call, I guess somebody from Google could be on the call. That'd be cool. But so yeah, I think that's a super strong one. Another idea I had is writer and editor that focuses on high caliber conversions, because that would focus on the conversion aspect of it. You're not necessarily a copywriter, so that one might not work as well. But you did have something, you know, you said truly amazing and still the desire to share in your audience. So you are audience focused. I mean, that's copywriter language right there, you know, so I like that. So you could include it if that resonates with you. Or expert blogger that writes and edits high caliber words. That's the one I use, right? Okay, I got that one. Writer and editor that pieces together share worthy content. I love that one. And that goes along with your theme of share in your audience, right? Writer and editor that pieces together share worthy content. Another super strong one to help you stand out there. Those are all strong. I'd work on this profile section here for sure. Take a little screenshot. The I language, take that stuff out, focus on the problems. I'd also add some testimonials to the top, you know, the stuff that we talked about. You know, Joshua is a star in a crowded field. Actually, I would just take this right here. You don't even, they know that you're on your profile, right? Star in a crowded field of professional talent. So I'd probably just go like right here, and I'd be like, add a quote, boom, and then I'd take out talent. I don't think we need it. In a field of professionals, you know, boom, quote number one done. Add another one. Add like 3 of those, and that'll be super, super strong. Pick out your best language there, and then tie into your stuff too. When you type up your profile, tie it into, you know, keep those words high caliber. If you're going with this one here, SEO optional, you could even talk about that. Like, I know not everybody likes SEO. You know, some people are against it, some people are for it. I'm not here to judge what works and doesn't work. I've seen both of them work. To tell you the truth, you know, I've seen people work with both strategies, and I want you to let you know that I have experience with both strategies. So I can do SEO or I can not do SEO, right? So something like that would be super strong, and then go into like the problem. You could even talk about the problems of you know, keyword stuffing, and make sure that people aren't doing like old school SEO, you know, and thinking just because I include a keyword here, right, that it's going to show up in the Upwork search results. Like, it may have a little influence, but it's not going to be the only factor, right? So I think that's strong. Add the testimonials there, and then also consider your profile design. So same thing, add right here, or not right there. Boom, add some portfolio pieces with some images. Just think, give them a visual break. There you go. I'd add some images to that stuff. And I'd probably include 4 of them as well, just so you have a big 4 block of your work there. So that will make your profile super awesome. It'll improve it even further, and it'll help you get to that like $100 an hour. Or I think you guys should set me as the target. If you're like competitive, I'm not like, I used to be super competitive as a kid. I'm not so much anymore. Like I still use it to motivate myself, but I'm like learned how to work on teams. It took me a long time. I won't lie. I was a BMX racer when I was really young, and it's all about like me, you know. So it took me many years to get over that. But if you are competitive and have that spirit in you, like put that little $150 an hour picture of me or anybody else. If I'm not in your market, I wouldn't even use me, to tell you the truth. I'd use somebody in your market because that's way more relevant, you know, and motivate yourself. If they're doing it, like you can do it too. If one other person has done it, there's no reason you can't do it too, right? It's not going to happen overnight, but if you spend time on it and you work towards it and you know, focus on that as your number one goal, and you have that reminder right next to you of like, that guy's done it, like I can do it too, like you will do it, right? You will get there. Yeah, so cool. Joshua's profile, awesome job. Let's go to, where are we at? 6:15. I think we're doing good, right? We had till 7:30. Cool, we're doing good, guys. We are moving on to, if everybody's like enjoying this call, like that'd be awesome if you to drop some stuff in the chats. I'm not going to read them now because I'll get super distracted and like lose my focus here. And I think we might still have time for questions and answers after, which would be super cool. But if you're getting some value out of the call, or like something that I said resonated with you, or you like something on this call, it'd be awesome to read those comments later in the chats. And at some point I'll actually get in there and like do this live and be seeing them, because I'm sure I'd be even more stoked. Like maybe I should just try that right now. Let me see if I can even figure that out. Okay, I'm on Zoom, screen share, like more. Ooh, chat 17. Thanks, Eric. Love those title suggestions, Eric. LOL, shout out Blockbuster Video, noted. Thanks, Eric. Shout out Blockbuster. Rob, you're awesome. That was my first job, man. First job. There's a cool movie that totally put that in perspective. I forget what it was. I don't watch too many movies. So I get invites. Boom. This is so much more amazing than I anticipated. Like, thank you, Kristen. That's amazing. I really, really appreciate it. Getting value out of your passion, Lust for Life. Thank you, Rob. Thank you. Like, this is like why I'm doing this stuff. You know, like as a freelancer, it can honestly get lonely sometimes, you know, like I have my little dog Chevy here and he's super awesome, but like I'm working, I webinar and I'm like talking to clients all the time, but I don't like, I think we need a network of freelancers for sure, like freelancers to support each other. Like I know for sure that if it would not have taken me 4 years to get where I'm at if I had other freelancers that I was friends with and could learn from and could grow with and could like share my problems with. Because there was times where I'd run into a little problem here or there, and I'd literally stop freelancing for like 3 months. I was in school, so I just like, I'm busy with school, I don't need to freelance. But really, it's because I had a tough contract and I didn't know how to personally handle it. You know, so if I had like some support or some freelancers that were like already successful, and they're like, oh, dude, that happens all the time. Like, don't worry about it. Not every client is dope. Not every client you want to work with. Like you're out of the contract. That's good. It's over. You know, now you look for a better client. You know what not to look for next time. You know, so I think like that's what I'm here for, to like develop that community and network with you guys and just learn from you guys. And it's awesome. I actually posted, I wanted to show this earlier. Some of this was about you guys. I posted this thing on my social thing, and I'll send you my social links after on the email I send after. It might be tomorrow though, if I'm like super tired. But like I was talking about you guys here, like no limits, just epiphanies, so much talent around me. I sometimes don't understand how I'm so lucky. Instead of trying to understand, I'm trying to feel it, blah, 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 right? It's like your talent inspires me. It seriously does. And I thank you guys for your kind words. It means so much to me. It's so exciting. So cool. Let's get back to Timothy, right? That's the next one. We did Joshua. We're going to Timothy. Timothy in Rhode Island. So probably one of the best photos I've seen on Upwork. If you notice, and I 100%, I should never say 100%, but I'm sure Timothy was like, hey, I don't want some weird funky color. I'm looking for something that matches the Upwork logo. Or maybe he got lucky, but that just seems like too close to that just seems like design. It's awesome, right? The picture is amazing. The tree there, like fantastic photo. Photos matter. If you guys look at my profile, Like I have a video testimonial, which is another tip to do. I don't even have a video about me. This is a testimonial about me that I put on there. Like I would definitely do that. But Jamin actually even talks about my picture in my portfolio. He's like, the minute I saw that picture, and he laughs, you know. So like pictures super important. Everything's important. You know, Timothy nailed it with his photo. And then Timothy's reviews too, right? Fantastic reviews. Not a lot of them yet, but there's going to be a lot of them there. You know, so if you're looking for a real writer, Tim is your guy. I'm going to close this chat because I saw something come in and this is going to totally distract me. Tim is your guy. Delivery with speed and quality. Not only are his skills top notch, he's also a great person. Would work with this A player again any day. Boom, you can't get much better than that. You know, $12 job. So I'm sure at that time, like what's $20 an hour? I bet you, you know, anything that job took more than 1 hour for Timothy. But Timothy knew that he needs to get that review. He worked his ass off, right? My first cuss word, and that's crazy. And it paid, right? This review right here is worth hundreds of dollars. Just having it on there is going to get you so much more work. All right, my mouth is getting really dry. Bam, that's awesome. Amazing, amazing, amazing work there, Timothy. It's worth every penny there. I don't care. Some people might be like, I don't want a $12 an hour job on my profile because then everybody's going to want $12 an hour work. It doesn't work like that. You know, anything on your profile, I mean, it might work like that. I don't know everything, you know, but you get that 5-star review and any discredit from a $12.50 hour contract, like I would take those all day, every day. You know, not now because I don't need them, you know, but in the beginning, I take those all day, every day. That's super, super valuable. So let's see, what can we work on here? What can we work on? Again, I'm going to focus on the headline. And sorry, I've tried to like diversify all of the different advice that I have because so we can basically hit on some different points. But it's super crucial to have a good headline because it's what's standing out to all your clients. So I also wanted to make sure I provided the most value to you guys and focused on the areas. Like I did not have time to do everything in your profile. Like I wanted to focus on the stuff that would be impactful for you. So I'd focus here too, Timothy. And I have something for you here. Let's see if we like it or not. Oops, I gotta turn on my little thing, my little hacker tool. So I love that you're an English teacher. That really stood out to me. If I saw that and I'm looking for writing or wait, hold on, let me see. What else am I before I delete everything? Copy editor, proofreader, writer. Okay, so I'm changing that anyway, so I don't need that. English teacher really stands out. I just do that so the copy and paste stuff doesn't like get all funky. English teacher. This might be that. That writes, edits, and proofreads in one pass. I like that. Maybe it's not true, so maybe you don't want to include it. Maybe it is true and you do want to include it. Or maybe it's not true and you do want to include it. That's up to you. But I like that. It's strong. It focuses on the efficiency part. I focused on efficiency twice, and that's not the only thing that you can focus on. It's not required. So I do apologize. That's covered twice. I just noticed that. Maybe something came, but maybe here's what it is. This serves me well in quickly spotting typographical and grammatical errors. I mean, I know if you're a teacher, you're going to be fast, right? Teachers have to be fast. They have to be on the spot. They have to catch stuff on the fly. So I think it totally works with teachers. It also, like, pass is a word that goes along with school, right? Like hall pass and you know, like passing a class. So I think it just totally works. I'd roll with that one. I like that one, or improve it further from there. So do I have another option there? I didn't. I just so sold on that one. I stopped after that. So that's super strong. I would consider incorporating that or something else that is inspired around that theme. So I do like highlighting that you're an English teacher. That stands out. Not many people can put that there. And I think it's going to really resonate with a good amount of people, enough amount of people that it's going to get you a bunch of jobs. So I'd include that up top. It separates you. It differentiates you from everybody else. This here, don't worry about not including the exact keywords people are searching for. I want to 100% say that. Keywords are always nice to have. I still have email copywriter in my profile, but we will look at Loida in a little bit. And Loida has nothing, no keywords in her profile. And like, I'm interested. I'd love to hear, and I'll talk about Loida when we get to Loida, but I'd love to hear if you still get job invites, you know, and I'll probably ask again if I forget that I already asked, because they're looking at way more than just these titles. They're looking at every word in here. And even more importantly, they're looking at your work history and the descriptions of the jobs that you're working on when they actually decide who's going to show up in the search results. So I don't think it's that big of a deal anymore to have the keyword up front. So like writes and edits, like people are obviously not putting edits like in when they're searching for jobs or when they're posting jobs. Usually it would be editor, you know, so it doesn't hit on that exactly. But if you're looking at like, and I'm going to use the wrong keyword, like what Google's using now, and they're using what do they do now? Basically how they're looking at, dang, what's the word? Meaning, the meanings of different words, right? So they're going to know, and I don't have the right word, the right word's not coming to me, but they're going to know if this was Google, Google would know that editor and all this other stuff, editing, it all goes along with edits, and they would show it anyway, you know? And so Upwork is really advanced in their algorithms and their formulas. And so I would assume that they're doing the same sort of things in the search results. So you probably still get credit under editor for having edits there. I don't know that. I do not work for Upwork. I've never worked for Upwork, and I'm not trying to say that I work for Upwork or know anything about what they do. Just from like trying to reverse engineer or think about this stuff and knowing what is possible, I'm assuming that they would be doing that because they're super good on, you know, keeping up to date and having their stuff basically fixed up, and like it's changing all the time. And that means they're incorporating changes. Their development team is awesome. Like we have little glitches here and there, but for how much stuff that they're changing and the pace that they're coming out with new stuff, like we do not have as many issues as I would expect. So even though they suck when they do happen, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I can't log into Messenger. Like, what the heck? I want to work right now or bill hours. You know, someone's trying to talk to me and I can't get in there. So where are we at? I got distracted. What are we at the time? 6:30. We got an hour. We're good. We got that. I would focus on your clients and the problems that they have. Find problems that go around your skills. So, you know, you've talked about being an English teacher. If we wanted to incorporate some problems that go on that one pass thing, or because that's basically going on your efficiency theme, you know, you could talk about how other freelancers, you know, you don't always work so fast, right? There's pain points. People hire people and jobs take longer than they expect, you know, and it's a lot of times that your expectations are incorrect because clients, a lot of times, myself included, do not know what to expect from a task. So like I might have a task for someone and be like, okay, I expect this to take 5 hours and it takes 10 hours. And so I'm disappointed at that point, but really where did my expectations come from? Do I know how to do that task? Not always, mostly not, you know? So there are a lot of times there's problems on the client end with the client's end with their expectations, but that just doubles the impact of clients are out there and they're dealing with time problems or their expectations are not being met. I'm not saying it's the freelancer's fault always, and I'm not saying it's the client's fault always. It's both, but that problem exists. So if you're going to focus on one pass, that's a problem that you could focus on. You could hit on that pain point. Like if you ever had a job on here that you expected it to take you 3 hours and you ended up taking 8 hours, you know, something like that. I don't know if I'd come that hard, right, at attacking the other freelancers and how comfortable you are with that. I don't know if I would do that, to tell you the truth, but something along those lines where you were a little bit softer at your approach. That's maybe just a exaggerated example, but I'd go a little bit softer for sure. But touch on that pain point because it is a pain point that clients have. And so you can touch on client pain points. You can touch on business pain points. You know, they're both strong to include. And I think since yours is that one pass efficiency, it gives you a good opportunity to weave that in. I'd finish your profile. So maybe I'll talk about, let me get a drink of water here real quick. I would finish your profile for sure. I'd put some text down here in these boxes, and I'm going to give you guys the odd formula now, if I can remember what it is. So, or why I named it odd. I've renamed it like 10 times over the last few days, and it's probably on the first page. So let me see here. The first page. Yeah, so odd formula. This is perfect. It works amazing anywhere, but specifically it's really good in the employment history section. It's good in the education section. It's good anytime you're talking about yourself, which this is your profile. So I'm thinking we kind of do that a little bit too much, to tell you the truth. but it's a perfect way to make sure you don't only focus on yourself, you're focused on something that you're doing for your customers or for your clients or for your clients' clients. So the odd formula, it starts out with the O is one thing I do or one thing I did or one thing I learned, basically one thing about you, right? One thing about you. The D is what it did for me, right? What did that one thing do for me? How did it transform my life? What was the big learning or big insight that I got from that one thing? Okay. And then the second D, what that does for you. Okay. Does for you. So one thing I did, one thing I learned, what it did for me, how it changed my life, how it put me in this position to be where I'm at right now, and what that's going to do for you. Right. So that's the formula right there. It works fantastic, especially in here, because a lot of times we see, it's not here, but we see it on some other profiles, these long lists, like it's a resume, like we need to list everything we've ever done, and we don't. We only need to list the things that are relevant to the job that we're looking for, or somehow really, really unique and interesting that we might want to include it anyway. You know, but that odd formula, like independent contractor, ESL teacher. So we could go something like, you know, as a teacher, one thing I did. So as a teacher, I work. This is going to be the lamest example ever, guys, but I'm going to give it a shot. I didn't want to try to do one live on the phone, so I'm totally more of like a written processor, and I don't like labeling myself either because I want to be more of a verbal, like just get it out there, right? So if I tell myself I can't do it, I probably can't do it, so I can do it, right? So it's like, it's one thing you do as a teacher. Like as a teacher, I worked with hundreds of students, which gave me, this won't be relevant to your profile, but I worked with hundreds of students from a vast different backgrounds. And that really gave me an appreciation for all the different amazing people in this world. And what that's going to do for you is it's going to allow me to speak to your audience, because your audience is likely includes everybody in the world, right? Like I'm sure you're not specifically targeted. And even if you are specifically targeted at like seniors, or maybe you have a market like that, like there's tons of different people with different personalities, different unique amazingness, and like I got to see so many of these kids' talents that it just really helps me understand the spectrum of humanity and be able to incorporate that in my writing. You know, and I'm not sure, are you writer? Perfect. Boom. So I think that one might have worked a little bit, you know, but that'd be an example of the odd formula. So one thing that I did, one thing I learned, what it did for me, what it will do for you. You know, and that makes sure we always stay focused on the end result and what it does for you, because that's what your clients really care about at this point. Cool. I think that went better than I expected. It'd be awesome to see some comments on that. Let me know how it went, because I don't remember what I said, but I think it went pretty good. So we'll move on. I'd remove anything not relevant too, Timothy. I'd take out high school. I think that was high school. No. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. All right, that's why. I switched to go the odd formula. Sorry about that. Yeah, Timothy. So, boom, here we go. I hope I wasn't doing that for too long with the wrong page. Maybe it just worked anyway. But no, finished portfolio, odd formula, focus on your clients. We covered that. Add reviews to the top, but I'd also do that on your profile for sure, Timothy. Take out little tidbits. You can turn one review into 3. If you're looking for a real writer, Tim is your guy. Boom, that's a testimonial. Delivers with speed and quality. Boom, testimonial. Not only are skills top notch, also a great person. Would work with, I'd use this one. Would work with his A player again any day. Boom, you have 3 testimonials right there. You can see mine right here. The important thing, what you want to make sure you have in the beginning of your profile is things that everyone will agree with. Okay, so if your thing says like, oh, great music article, you don't want music in there, because if anybody not looking for a music article is gonna be like, I don't want that music article, right? You want them to agree with every single word that you're saying. His copy drove great revenue. If they're looking for copy, they probably want that. Very happy with copywriting quality. Who doesn't want good quality? Put in lots of hard work to produce the results we want. Who doesn't want that, right? Excellent experience. I want an excellent experience. And every single person that comes to my profile is gonna want that. And then this next line too. As you look for an email copywriter, there's not one person, I hope at least, or I don't know why they're on my profile. Maybe it was you guys like look at it if you've searched my name before, but like email copywriter that explodes sales. They're looking for an email copywriter. They're like, yep, okay, this must be for me. I'm looking for an email copywriter. You know, so that's what you want to have, that feeling at the beginning of your profile. You want them to be agreeing with every single thing you're saying. Now, further in the profile, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as much. You won't have them agree with everything, because you're going to have to get a little bit more specific. but they've already agreed with you so many times, it's going to be okay at that point. If they're like, okay, well, I'm not really looking for results. I actually just want engagement. I'm looking for people to, maybe they think results is just money based. I'm looking for people to view my YouTube videos, right? So, but at this point, they've already said yes so many times that it's okay. It's okay at that point. They're gonna keep reading. They're gonna find other things they like. So back here, Timothy, I definitely add some testimonials to the top there. And boom, that's it. I think I'm excited to see the next crack at your profile. Take a little screenshot here, and I have all the tabs open because I think I forgot to do this on some of them. I wanted to get more, like, do the testimonial thing. I just don't think I might have time. Anyway, we're going at a good pace here, guys. So I think so, at least. I think so, right? I'm not speaking for you. Post in the comments how the pace is going. Is this boring? Is it too long? Should it be shorter? I'm not just looking for positive feedback, right? Like, I love constructive criticism because I am trying to improve these calls. So definitely, any advice is super highly appreciated. I'll read every single word on there, good or bad, and I will learn from every single word on there too, good or bad. So let's move on to my water cup. And then we are going to move on to Kristen's profile. So Kristen, top rated Upwork freelancer, right? So, yeah, wow. The vast, like, different experiences Kristen has is crazy, from an artist to a hazmat certificate, right? To a dental assistant, to some Army stuff I believe I saw somewhere. Let me see, view more. Yeah, Army, right? Lucky I didn't get the wrong department there. I know there's, like, I think there is beef in that, like, oh, Army, Navy, right? So I got the right one. So cool, I got to do good there. But such a vast, like, amazing. Air Force too. I had two options. I could have got lucky, but dang, Department of Homeland Security, National Targeting Center, Intel Research Analyst. Like, I don't even care what Kristen's, like, selling at this point. Like, I just want to know her. It's Kristen, right? Yes, cool. Yes, I want to know her, right? Like, she has such a cool, random, odd, and amazing, like, skill set and experiences and background. Like, it's fantastic. It's awesome. The other thing I thought was really, really awesome that stood out about Kristen's profile, and I'm going to pause on that comment. I will get back to it, I promise. Instead of using testimonials, Kristen here has used quotes, okay? And I'm pausing there because I don't know if that's the worst idea or the best idea, okay? I love the uniqueness of it, and I pretty much can assume it's well planned out. Like, it's like everybody's using testimonials. I'm going to make it look the same and have something else. And I'm going to give some words of wisdom that are super impactful that will change people's lives. And at the same time, show my work ethic and demonstrate how awesome I am at my job, right? So, like, hard work spotlights the character of people. Some turn up their sleeves, some turn up their noses, and some don't turn up at all. Like, boom, that's strong. That's beautiful. That's amazing. If you work hard enough and assert yourself and use your mind and imagination, you can shape the world to your desires. Fantastic too. Like, tell me if anybody's given a comment on those. I'd love to hear if anybody's commented on your quotes. And it's awesome though. I do like the idea. I'm not sure I like it more than quotes, even though everybody's doing it, but I do like how you stand out because of it. And I would not bet money on, like, the thing I said I don't like. I wouldn't do it. Like, I probably would just be too scared to do it because I know my profile is working. But I think the uniqueness of it is beautiful because it's already something. They're like, oh, quote. They read it and they're like, I'm sure. I hope you're smiling right now if you're on the call right now. And you're like, because I'm sure this had to be well planned out because they're reading it like, wow, this is about her. Like, no, this is a quote. Maybe they see this first and they see it and they like the uniqueness of the idea. You may even think about, maybe, I don't know. May even think about taking that up so it hides a little bit more. Right, so then it's like, bam, because then it doesn't stand. Malcolm Gladwell is going to be a recognizable name. I don't like how this looks. I like how the other one looks better, to tell you the truth, because it's like, looks prettier. And it makes your profile less intimidating. So maybe you could try this. Maybe you could go Malcolm G. Let them figure it out on their own. or maybe m.gladwell, right? Because then it's not as evident. They won't recognize it as fast. I don't know if they recognize it at all, and that might be a problem. So maybe it's just Malcolm Gladwell. But my only issue is if they read that first, they're going to know it's quotes. So I think it'd be really strong if they read it and they thought they were quotes about you, and then they realized that it was a quote by someone else after, and they're going to really appreciate your, I'm going to say this word wrong, ingenuity. I might have said that right, I think. I don't know. I think spelling it's harder. I'm not going to try that. Ingenuity. I think they're going to appreciate it just like I did. So that's a fantastic idea. It's beautiful. So advice here. Boom. Advice. Off to a fantastic start there. The quotes. I think all this stuff here gets a little tedious. It's a little like, I'm not saying don't start with your story, but I think you have stronger and more impactful things to talk about than what's talked about here. Like all the stuff I was talking about that I saw in your profile at the end of it, like stands out way more than what you're talking about here, right? Like your first job at Walmart and volunteered at a thrift shop. It's just not like I'd encapsulate that or I'd get rid of it totally. You could totally just think of like, hey, these aren't going to be word for word or anything you should use, but just kind of to get the story out there. Like, ever thought that you talked to and don't use those words, please, but like nuclear or whatever you had, like hazmat certified dental assistant. You could call it something totally creative, right? Like one hazmat certified dental assistant that spent a little time in the Air Force and is now certified by the Department of Homeland Security to do intel research and national targeting. Now, I think it's getting a little complicated and convoluted and how that's totally relevant, but I think if it's touched on, I think part of that story there will be a lot stronger than this story here that you have currently. So I'd kind of just take that out. I'd honestly probably remove dental assisting from your profile totally. I actually I'll get to that. I'll get to that when I get further down there. So I'd switch up. I'd encapsulate the story there, change it around, make it more meaningful for your reader. So I think you have a really good, you could do something really interesting. Start it out interesting with like combine some of your unique things that you've done, unique certifications and background, and then makes it something like really pop out like, wow, I've never seen somebody who's ever done all of those things before, but then immediately transition into, what that means for your reader, how those unique qualities combine to give them something of value that they are looking for. Right. So maybe it's you can basically pick up any topic and you can learn any topic. And, like you don't want somebody to be doing your research and data entry that doesn't even give a crap about your jobs and is not interested in your market. Like it's going to show in the research. Like I'm interested in basically, I haven't found a thing in life I'm not interested in. Hazmat, dental assistant, army, nuclear warfare, whatever else is on there. Right. Like you could go with some sort of approach like that. Boom, title. I definitely improved the title here. And let's do a little title. I think I wrote one up. I know I wrote one up. So we're like accurately, efficient. And the grammar police out there might not be liking this. And when knowing Kristen, she is the grammar police because she has like everything on her profile. So she's like, I would not put accurately efficient, but I'm just putting words in your mouth. I apologize for that. Accurately, efficient, and interesting. You could find a way better word than interesting for that. Data entry, researcher, and presentation specialist. Something like that. That's standing out. If I'm looking for data entry, if I'm looking for research, if I'm looking for presentations, it's like that's going to stand out. I like how you include specialist, which ties into your Army and your Air Force experience. Accurately efficient, right? It's like, boom, that's just including everything all in one. Like I'm doing the job right and I'm doing it fast. And I'm sure those words are inspired by your words down here. Because I wouldn't have just made that up for no reason. And then I'm including efficient for the third time, note to self. Bam, interesting. That's the thing I'd improve here, but I think it's pretty good. I think as it is, it's all right. There's an extra space there, but think about it, diverse or not sure. But I do like that a lot better than the original. And I think that it'll really help to draw attention to your profile and it kind of encapsulates everything. And then when if they get into your profile, which they will get into your profile, they'll read all your different stuff and it's all going to make sense. So this can just be used as like, you come up with something strong here, and that's the story you want to tell in your thing, you know? So you want to touch on how you're accurate, how you're efficient, how you're interesting, and how you're a specialist. So I incorporate those, or like, bam, A, B, C, D. Those are the things I need to make sure I include in my story right here when you kind of hack this thing down to like that maybe, or maybe, you know, I would just hack that story out. Boom, come up with a new story right there. Sorry to be picky on that, but you have so much crazier, awesome stuff you can talk about right there. So title, we got that. Focusing on your problems with the clients, we've nailed on that a lot in this call. I would do that for sure when within your story, making sure you're focused on that. People doing effortless jobs because they're, yeah, I wrote down this comment for some, that's what I talked about earlier, right? I wrote people doing half-ass jobs because they're not interested in what you do. So you could kind of talk about that. I think with so many of your different interests, it's a perfect like appeal to just talk about how you have so many different interests in life, and you will get excited about what they're doing too. You learn to love things, or I don't know if I'd use those exact words, but I definitely touch on that too in there. Bam, cool. So that was Kristen's profile. We'll like do a little screenshot of that. I wish I had some extra, like, I'm only gonna take that section there. I didn't leave that one looking too pretty. Lucky we're not doing live changes here, huh? Cool, so let's get a drink of water, and we have 2 more profiles. What time is it? 6:45. Okay, we're doing okay. So Loida is the #1 earner out of everyone on this call, including myself, including everybody's profiles I reviewed. And so congrats on that, Loida. Like $60,000 earned. Nobody was up there, right? We had 5K earned. We had $200 earned. We had 10K earned. We had 10K earned. We had 10K earned. And in mine, we had 50K earned. And I double checked because I'm like, I think I feel like I'm getting close, but no, I'm not there. Lloyd is nailing it, right? $60,000 earned already on Upwork, top rated, right? #1 earner on the call out of everyone's profiles. We went up there. Like, I want to know, Lloyd, what's your secret? Like, post it in the chat. Everybody wants to know, I think. So we'd love to hear from you and hear like how you got there, like your story, you know, like you're nailing it. You're doing an amazing job, and you did it all in 36 jobs too, right? So that's not too many jobs. 36 jobs. That means you're obviously doing amazing work because people are keeping you on board, you know, but that's huge. Fantastic. I love your profile. Let me see here. Call. Yeah. So I loved one line, and let me find it here. I love a lot of lines. Chevy Bud, you're okay. Hey. He gets a little upset at the neighbor's dog going out. Chevy Bud, you're safe, dude. You're safe. You're safe, little guy. You're safe. Okay, so there was a line somewhere I'm looking for. It said right here. Right here. This is a perfect example of talking about problems and answering clients' questions before they ask them. You should, if you are looking for a reliable, and that's taken, you know, she tied it in from something up here, a reliable assistant who can follow instructions, but at the same time can think for herself and call the shots when necessary. Like, that is so perfectly stated right there. Because, like, it's sometimes you are looking for people that follow instructions. It's sometimes you're looking for people who come up with ideas, and to be able to hire someone that can do all in one and can handle both of them, right? Like, that's fantastic. That's one of the best lines I've seen. Like, it's beautiful. It's perfectly stated. You know, Loidas, I hope we can share your profile because this profile is amazing. You know, why should I hire you? Allow me to pretend you asked. I can give you 50 reasons, but I'd be lying. She showcases her personality in her profile so much. Like, you want to work with her before you get to like the 3rd line, you know? So everything else is just bonus material at that point, right? Just solidifying the deal, you know, the whole thing is strong. There's a couple things I noted that can make it even better, but this is one of the best profiles I've seen. And look at the title. That was the question I had that I asked earlier. Like, do you still get job invites? Would be my question with no keyword in the title. I'm thinking the answer is yes, but I'd love to know. I don't honestly get a ton of invites, to tell you the truth, so I don't know if it's a good comparison point, but I'd be I'd be interested in knowing. I do get some for sure, like a couple a week, but it's not like a ton. Like I feel like I should get more. I want an invite every day, but or more than one invite every day. But I can be the Alexander Hamilton to your George Washington, like creative. It's awesome. It's like punchy. It's going to stand out. There's going to be nothing like it in the list of the 10 or 15 or however many other freelancers are bidding on all of our jobs. It stands out, catches attention, smiley face at the end. I'm guessing they don't allow emojis at the end. You might want to think about that, but I don't even know. I think it's perfect. I wouldn't even screw with it, to tell you the truth. It's perfect. Awesome. It's even, you're from the Philippines too, and I assume, or I would think, and that's probably that's a self-centered like country serving assumption that I would assume most clients are from the USA. So let me erase that statement. That's ridiculous. But if most of your clients are from the USA, or that's who you're specifically targeting, that does an amazing job because it goes along with the history that most people in the United States would know. Like, I don't know too much about our history. I didn't do too well in school. I went back to school when I was 30, and I learned a lot then, but I kind of skipped over that elementary history lessons. Like, I know who George Washington is. Alexander Hamilton, I know it's a big name. And I know there's probably someone out there that's like, I can't believe you just said that. But that's what it is. There's some things I'm good at. There's some things I'm not good at. So I think it's super strong though. Amazing title, amazing profile. Combine. Oh yeah, cool. I do a couple little improvements to your profile for sure. And here it is. I got one for you. I think you're and this is, I wrote it on the what I love list and the improvement list, the eager tigger, right? Like eager tiggle, this, and eager eagle. I can't even say it anymore. Okay, good catch, Lloyd. A client who probably thinks I'm a dog when I like to think I'm actually an eager tiggle, an eagle and tiger hybrid. This is easier to read than just to say, guys. I'd probably just like I'd punch those two together because I think it's even stronger if you're like, it's divided. I quite don't get the divided thing. I think we're bringing them together. Actually, an eager tiggle. Like, I love that right there. That's strong. Like, change it back if you don't like it, but that's not that I even change it anyway. But that's awesome. Boom. That's what it is. Eagle and tiger hybrid. I'd make that little tweak, and I'm picking on little things here just because your profile is so amazing. I'm gonna throw something out there that I think would make it even better. And there was a couple other things, and I will get to those because I don't want to go out of order because I'll get sidetracked. I'd add some images though for sure. Like, bam, we've already seen so much green in text. I don't want to see any more at this point. I've read right here. Look how much green in text we have. Green in text, green in text, green in text. We don't want to see any more green in text. Put some images there that incorporate your articles. I'd also recommend not having 4 articles on here. You're doing a bunch of different stuff, I believe. You're doing some different tasks. I'd have some things. I think you do virtual assistant work and research work, if I remember right. Reliable assistant who can follow instructions. Yes. So I would definitely include some different tasks that you do for people with even like pictures of something. So just not all article writing. You could even include some results of some point, like something cool that came to me earlier, and just something to show. Here I am on my efficiency theme, right? Like theme of the night, guys, theme of the night. But you could do like, those little like rating things on the in the work diary that shows your pace, like a little screenshot of that, like boom, paced out, 5 stars all the way through, or some other metric that would look really good in a visual way, a metric to judge your performance at work. It's not just all about speed, it's about quality too. So coming up with some, like maybe a beautifully designed spreadsheet, if that's within your skill set, something that looks really good there will make this section pop out a lot more. Yeah, spreadsheets, something that shows speed, show the results. So a couple other quick little tweaks on your profile up here. And again, I'm being picky because it's like amazing. But like, you should hire me, line 3, I wrote, boom, boom, boom. Plus I don't know, okay, so maybe it's down here. You should. Oh yeah, I got confused on that earlier too. I was just I'm lost. Hire me, why should I hire you is the question up here, right? So I think it's so far down here, I would include that there. You should hire me if you were looking for a reliable assistant. Just make sure they know exactly what you're talking about there. That'd be like a little change I'd take. Add efficiency. There I go. Hashtag efficiency. You should hire me. Solve issues. add efficiency to line 4, solve issues. So I had an idea, and I don't even want to include it right now because I think I've talked about efficiency too much, guys. Improve things and solve issues. So I'm not going to include it. Let's not do it. Let's change it on the fly, right? I was thinking about including something about time right there. Just I was thinking that that could be a possible objection if I'm reading as a client. If I'm looking at this from a client's eyes, I'm an analytical person, which can sometimes mean slow, who likes to observe. That's also a slow process. Improve things isn't always fast. Solving issues isn't always fast either. So those are like 4 things there that, and I would not remove any of them. You want your clients to know that, but you also want them to know that it's not going to take you forever to do those tasks. So if you can include something with efficiency there, or like, a different word that's better than efficiency, since we've overplayed that one tonight. So something there I think would make that even more impactful, to make sure that they know, like, hey, you're not going to be sitting on something for 10 hours as you're like, analyzing it, and I know that's not what you do. It's obvious because of your reviews and how much money you've made on Upwork, and that you're like, killing it, right? So I would just possibly think about including that. Who I am as a person, line 6, just to give you an idea what I am. So I think that's just a little typo. Who I am as a person, I'd fix that. To give you an idea who I am as a person, boom. You could even add a little emoji somewhere in there, right? So like you have one there, kind of. You could do some emojis to kind of break it up. Or here, that's where I wanted it. Star emoji right there, right? So it's like 655. I'm not going to go copy and paste, even though I really want to, the star emoji. But like the star head emoji guy there. So now I'll just replace it since I'm not going to go find it. Bam, star emoji. I put the actual star emoji there. And tell them what to do next. Yeah, so my biggest advice for you is going to be saving the best for last, right? So add a call to action of some sort. Right now it ends, you're like, do you take a shower already? There's all these quotes, go out and buy some stuff. My brother and brother, they like to team up, and I wouldn't change any of this. It's beautifully, it's amazingly well written. But you could just like copy and paste something from my profile, bam, like the call to action here. And when I write, I don't copy and paste from people, but I do use inspiration from other people for sure. But like something like this. So you're basically telling them what to do at this point. Scroll up and click the invite button, type a paragraph about what you do, or just send me a link to your site. Now you could edit this to tie it more into your profile, or a question that you would like to ask them, but if it works as it is, just you can totally rip it from my profile. I'm fine. That doesn't go for everything. I mean, I don't know. I have no control over that. Take everything from my profile. I don't know if Upwork would like that, but I'm sure it's fine if you just take that right there. If you like it, go ahead and put it on there, So, or just add some sort of a call to action. You're letting them know what you want them to do at this point. They've read through your profile. They're interested in you. Now you want them to take action. So I would tell them to take action. Bam. That's it on Lloyd's profile. It's fantastic, right? Amazing reviews. Boom. Cool. Let's move on to Noel. Awesome. Noel is like brand new on Upwork. Noel is from Jamaica, right? Like, and he's going to be killing it here on Upwork soon. So I love his photo too, Noel. Like I can feel your personality and your charm, and like you're just like a dude I want to know. And like I know like you're gonna be smiling and you're gonna be friendly and you're gonna make me feel good. And like you can see that in your profile, your photo. I love it. I can just feel your personality coming through right there, right? So, and I wrote down amazing experience. Yes, like the stuff that you've done, right? So quality assurance, team, workforce management, excellent management skills. Like you have crazy experience here that is not yet being totally maximized. Like your experience is strong, and I think that's really going to help you succeed on Upwork. So I would consider, there's another theme for the night, new title, right? Technical support / customer service professional. That's not standing out to me. Tons of technical supports, tons of customer service professionals, tons of copywriters. I'm just saying that to make sure you don't think I'm only saying about your niche. There's tons of everything. We need to stand out. So I got something. I wrote a little thing. I like to write, guys, if you didn't notice. But I got one for you, Noel, and I think you might like it. And if you don't, we can always work on another one. Just shoot me an email, and that goes for anybody, Shoot me an email and be like, man, your subject sucked, man. Like, give me a better one. So let's see here. Let's see what I got. I only had one. No, I have two. Ooh, and they're both pretty good. All right, let's try the editing thing here. Come on. So I think being catchy here, we're like X management, rock star, ready for caring, service, and support. If I saw that, like, I want to talk to you, Noel. And I'm not saying your photo doesn't do it, but like those words, we need those words to match, you know? X management rock star, ready for caring, service, and support, right? Like, I don't know. That just does it for me. I'd be messaging you. Obviously, there's other stuff we want to improve on your profile too, but that's super strong. It's utilizing your experience in management, you know, so it's like there and it's available. And I like the X management. It's kind of like the SEO optional. It's like maybe you're going to be a manager, maybe you're not. It's okay either way. They know that you have the experience, and then you're also going into that rock star ready for caring, service, and support, right? So it's just not service and support. Like, and make sure caring. If this word, I'm thinking from your, I picked that because of your picture. That doesn't fit you. If you feel a word is better for you, change it. You know, that word can totally be changed. Maybe it's like for like real or honest or authentic or vulnerable or serious or whatever word you feel really describes you, you know, but I know caring is like super going to be strong if it fits, obviously, for service and support, because they know that you're going to be taking care of their customers, right? So I think that's strong, man. I love that title right there. That's the only thing I consider changing, is to make sure if it fits you, if it fits, roll with it. The other one I had, just to throw it out, is, and I don't know if quotation marks are even allowed, but I had it in the scare quotes things, quotations, where I would say management material ready to provide rockstar service and support, right? So I think that's kind of cool, because it's like using American lingo, management material, right? So if somebody saw that here, they would recognize that word and be like, oh wow, Noel knows this stuff. Like he knows the terminology that might even be used here, you know? So I think that'd be super strong. It'd help you stand out. You know, I think it's called, it would be colloquial words, I believe. I'm learning my English stuff, guys. I'm after 4 years of writing, I actually know, like, I know my there and there. So I know how to say colloquial, right? Maybe I find I'm saying it right. I know what it means though, right? So it's like language that's around. It's basically, you know, like words that are specifically used in one area. I don't know if management material is used everywhere. I do know it's used here, so I think that would make it a little bit colloquial. So I love that one too. But I think this one is your banger right there. X Management Rockstar, ready for care and support. So title that focuses on customer needs. You got that there. And I touch up your language. So here, you know, now I would use that as your theme, right? So I'd go back through and, you know, like, you want to describe this story. You want to tell how you're so caring, or whatever words you're using there. You want to tell you about your X management experience, and you want to use the odd formula. You know, this is something I did. I was a manager, and I had to manage, or I got, Denver, don't use had. I had got the experience to work with, you know, be in charge of 20 different people. And that made it so that I could, I'm going on the same thread right now, so we need to change it, right? And that gave me the opportunity to learn how people work. And after failing as a manager for a year or two, and only use that if it applies to your story like it did to mine, you know, and not being able to communicate with people, I learned how to get people motivated, and I learned how to communicate with people to get them to feel like they were cared for and heard. And that's exactly what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to make sure that your customers feel the same way, that they're cared for, and if they have problems, that we're going to take care of their problems, and we're going to turn those problems into, you know, solutions. So instead of, you know, a missed shipment, you know, messing up their entire experience with your company, this missed shipment is now going to be something that turns them into a lifetime customer, because of how much care and support that I'm going to give them through that process in fixing and acknowledging the issues that they're having. So like, I kind of roll with something like that, you know, and go through your thing and talk about the problems of the customers. I will be I am recording this. I hope that will work, and I will be posting bits of it later. Maybe I'll post the whole thing. If anybody would like a recording so they can like remember some of the words in some section, let me know, and I'll make sure that entire thing's posted after, not right after, but soon enough. I'll try to get to it tomorrow or this week for sure. So yeah, I would touch up your language, definitely talk about the problems a little bit. And then don't start all the sentences with I. This will be covered in the ebook too. I am a hardworking. I have experience. I have excellent management. I am fully prepared. We want to talk about what you're doing for other people. We don't want to focus on ourselves. Our clients don't care about us yet. They will when they know us, but at first they don't. So we want to talk about them. So yeah, so talk about talk about those problems, talk about the things you take care of, talk about your learnings, show your personality off. I can see it in your picture. I don't see it in your words yet. I see what you did and I see what you've accomplished. I want to see who you are. I want to see, the things that you love to do. Maybe you love dealing with kids. Maybe you love playing a sport, right? And I was going to use soccer, but I don't think it's soccer in Jamaica. It's probably the football, right? So one of those two. So maybe you play a sport. I don't know, but something that will make you stand out, demonstrate your personality or something that you're really passionate about. I'd include that in there for sure. And then I'd also include some images in your portfolio. I'd include some stuff in your portfolio and make sure they're image based like we talked about. So you could also include the odd formula here, right? So something I learned, what it did for me, what it does for you. So you can kind of go through that right there. And I take off high school too. I don't think it's relevant. Boom. Community college, that's good. Just include that on there. Excuse me. Type a little bit about something that really stood out, an experience that stood out at community college, or something that you really learned. And Portmore, right? So that's strong. Your profile will be even better, and you'll be getting clients, and then you're going to be a top-rated freelancer, like you've seen from Loida, and like you've seen from Kristen, and like you've seen from Joshua, and like Timothy's about to be there with his 100% job success, and John is top rated. Rob is going to be there, 100% job success. He's probably watching his thing tick up right now. It's like, I'm 12 weeks. I need one more week to be top rated freelancer, right? So that's all I got for you guys. What time is it? 7:06. 7:06. So we can definitely take some questions if anybody has any questions for me. I'm going to show off Leonard's profile really fast here. I wanted to get to this earlier, and I just totally didn't have it on my outline and got so into what I was doing. Leonard is actually a guy that I've been working with, Rockstar, right? And we've worked on his profile a little bit. And I wish I had an example. Leonard, if you have a screenshot of your original profile, I would love to see it, man, because I don't have the original, but we worked on it a little bit. We did a little bit of editing, and then I gave Leonard some ideas and he rolled with them, and his profile is getting really good. I honestly haven't even read the whole thing. I just picked out some of the stuff that he changed, and it's getting rock solid, right? You're like, are you getting caught up on repetitive tasks? These tasks are likely also an essential element to your business. And just, I'm not trying to take credit for Leonard's profile either, FYI. I hired Leonard before I even worked on his profile at all, and his profile was fire already. I gave him some suggestions, make it a little bit better, but it was strong. It was an awesome profile. And honestly, I would love to for you guys to see this profile, because it's different things that you could be using on your profile too. He's talking about problems. He's using a bunch of emojis. He has lists. This right here is genius, how he goes into his experiences right here. And he talks, basic, intermediate, and ranks himself. Talk about what kind of honesty that's showing. That's fantastic. I love it. I've already wanted to incorporate that on the profiles that I was using already, but I felt bad copying and pasting from your profiles, and I didn't talk to you about it, so I'll just talk about it here on the call instead. But yeah, super strong profile. If Leonard's okay with me sharing it, I'll share his profile too. But look at this. Let me take over your boring tasks. But why pick me as your executive virtual assistant or personal assistant and not the others? Good question. Let me tell you why. About me, I'm a results-driven individual. This is such a strong profile. He's talking about the problems. Let's see at the end. So on. It's not about me. He's even talking about that here. Perfect. If you felt like you talked about yourself and you like what you said, sure, call it out. It's awesome. It's about you and your business. My job is to focus on the results I deliver to you. That way you can do more of the work you like and have more time for life as well. Boom. That's what every business owner wants. They want more time for life. They're stressed out. They're strained. They don't have enough time in their life. They wish they could do fun things. They have all this tasks. They have all this crap that they don't want to do. Leonard's going to help them do that, and he's going to tell them how he's doing that for them, right? you have a similar mindset. Let's discuss how I can streamline your operations. Just send me a message. He's calling them out. Basically, if this resonated with you, you're the type of people I want to work with. He's almost being exclusive in his approach, right? Like, if this doesn't resonate with you, like, peace out. You know, like, I don't need to deal with you either. And so, but the people it does resonate with, and if they're reading that far down, that's probably everybody at that point, right? Because you're not going to waste that much time if you're not like feeling it. So it's a perfect call to action. It's awesome. You know, Leonard's going to be on fire on here. $90 is what he's earned so far. I know that's not updated yet because I've basically personally spent more money with them, and that'll be going up and up already. So, you know, amazing job on your profile, Leonard. You're going to have so many 5-star reviews. You're going to be top rated very soon. Like, you're fantastic. Good work. Let's open it up to questions. So let's see here. Let's see how I can figure out. No, I can figure out the chat thing. We have 20 minutes. We did so good on time, guys. Bam, chat. Super helpful. Profile definitely needs total revamping. Any questions here? Let's go through. Great point about efficiency. We'll add it in there somewhere. Awesome. Yeah, Lloyda, that's strong. I'm glad. Okay, I'm glad I included it, even though I like talked about it too much, right? If your profile is old, mine would be ancient. LOL. Great profile from Georgia. Awesome. That's funny. Great profile, Lloyda. Yes, I agree. Amazing profile. So really old, definitely need updating. I'm reading this backwards. I guess it might be better if I start from the top. But bam, let's see if any questions. Anybody have any questions coming in? Is anybody left here? I guess would be the question too, right? Like 14, is that everybody still here? Cool, we grow in numbers. Like what? That's awesome, guys. Travis, I think that was a new name on there. What's up, Travis? Let's see if I can pick out one more. Christian, maybe? No, I don't know. Maybe Lynn's iPad might be a new one. Not sure, but we have 14 people here. That's super awesome. Can't give any questions because I'm too full of ideas now. That's a thank you. Like, I appreciate it. Like, if you guys have questions and they come to you, I will send you all. I'm just making sure I have all of your email address before I say it. You guys signed up through the Zoom thing. I think I do have all your email address, right? It was on the page. So I'll send you guys all an email. It will have access to my ebook. It'll be from I'll also probably include my personal email address. The one it'll come from may not be that. If it's the freelance launch one, it does get to me. It just gets me a little bit slower. So I'll also include, I'll give it to you guys right now, actually, just in case I forget. My personal email address is eric@techtrovert.com. So that's TECH. I'll type it in the text. TECH. This is a way better idea, right? eric@techtrovert.com. It's in the text there. No, I sent it to John on accident. John, you got my email. Now I'll send it to everybody. eric@techtrovert.com. Definitely shoot me an email. I'd love to check out your guys' profiles after you update them, right? So if you make any of these changes on your profile, like, I'd love to get in there like Leonard did. He came up with, like, I didn't do these edits. I gave Leonard ideas and he rolled with them, so it's fantastic. I'd love to see what you guys roll out on your profile too. I'd love to see you getting 5-star reviews, even more of them, right? Landing more contracts, getting the top rated status. Like, Upwork has basically given me the opportunity to, not them directly, I do not work for them. I know it's against their policy to ever like claim you work for them, right? So I'm making sure I don't break their policies because they do have a bunch of them. And I just broke one with a job post to get you guys here. So that's why I know more about policies right now. So I had to change my approach to that. I didn't get notified by them yet, but it was definitely way against policy what I did. So I definitely changed that. But what was I saying? I was saying, I don't know. I'm a little tired, guys. Their policies. And if you change your profile, we'll go back to that. If you change your profile, and I got your question here, John, I'll get to it in one sec. So if you change your profile, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see the changes that you make. And I'm excited for you guys. So Upwork is giving me a huge opportunity. There I go. There's the same line, right? Not hired, about not working for Upwork. But it's basically changed my life. It's given me the income. I replaced my income. I used to make good money as developing e-commerce websites. Some of the websites were not totally, stuff I was proud of. And they weren't like the worst things in the world. I'm not going to cover what they were, but they just didn't make me feel good in life, what I was doing. I was not feeling happy with what I was doing in life. I needed something different. So I knew I had skills. I just didn't quite know, or I knew I could develop skills, I should say. And Upwork gave me that opportunity to be able to get out there and to be able to grow my skills, to be able to get paid while I learn, you know. And like a lot of the times on my first jobs, I wouldn't be billing the entire time. I might write a blog post because I didn't even know how to write. That blog post might take me 6 hours, and I probably billed 2 hours just because I knew like I would not get jobs for that long if I was billing 6 hours. But at the same time, I knew if I kept doing that, pretty soon blog posts were going to take me 2 hours, right? And now I get to the point where I literally, I don't write too many blogs because I don't like writing blogs too much, but I can write a blog in an hour or less, you know, or an hour, maybe 2 hours if I want to do a lot of editing if it doesn't come out right. But I can write blogs super fast. I write emails super fast now. Stuff that used to take me 3 hours now takes me an hour. And I'm now thinking like, do I need to like install a minimum, like minimum 1 hour per email because I can pump out this stuff in like half an hour? Like I feel like I either need to raise my rates or I need to charge more for my services because I'm providing so much value. And the reason why I'm able to do that is because I just sat there and I did this stuff over and over again, right? So like in the beginning of my career, I kind of like, I was stop and go and I had school at the same time and I'd have problems and I'd pause. Within this last like 6 months to a year or maybe even less than that, I've just been like, screw it. I'm changing my mindset. Like I'm going to go out there and I'm just going to get as many clients as I can and see what happens. And I overwhelm myself, to tell you the truth. And I have so much work. But what happened because of that was I got so much more efficient because I'm like, I have these deadlines coming up and I have to meet these deadlines. So that's part of like what I do. I'm not late on people, and I have been late a couple of times lately, which is not something I like, you know, but putting myself in that stressful situation has made it so I've increased my efficiency. I'd probably say, and this is the total estimate, by 50% though, 30% at least, you know, just because I knew that I had to accomplish this to give my clients what they want. And the best part is I'm not cutting corners, and my clients are all still super stoked with my work. And it's making me feel even more confident and better about my skills at the same time. So it kind of looked like at first it was like, oh, screw it, right? Like, am I making a snowball here? Is this just going to blow up on me because I'm not going to be able to handle all this work? And it's just done the opposite for me. So, you know, put yourself out there, take on jobs. Like I've taken on jobs where I'm like, I don't even think I have the skills to do this. And I don't know, in the beginning, maybe not do that. Do stuff more within your skill set if you don't have a bunch of reviews already. Because like at my point, I can afford a review that's not really good. And you can get over anything, to tell you the truth. But it's just, you will have to justify it. If your first review is not that good, when you're doing proposals, you'll want to have to talk about that. Like, hey, I'm making up from this bad review. Here's what happened. Here's why it's not going to happen with you. So you can overcome anything, you know, but I'm getting tired now here because it's getting close to my bedtime, guys. So let me get to the questions. I hope my story had some, I'm not going to finish it because I'm like super tired. But basically, like, push yourself. That's the thing. Push yourself. Take on jobs that you don't think that you can do, and that's how your skills develop, and that's how you start having confidence in your hourly rate, right? Like I don't even have confidence in 150 yet, but after I do this job and they're happy with my work, then I'm going to feel more confident in my $150 an hour rate. So it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable at first. I'm going to push myself through it. And then next time we're on a call, which maybe it might be next week, so that'd be fast, you know, but who knows? I'm not going to limit myself either. Maybe I'm at $200. Did I say a week? $200 an hour. So, bam. Let's see John's headline. Let's see. I just changed my headline. Yeah. Is it too much? Where's John? Okay, I'm not going to see it. I need to reload your page, huh? Do I need any of those changes, a screenshot of them? I don't even think I made any changes, to tell you the truth. So John's profile was like rocking it. Let's refresh. Oh, I should have saved it though. Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but I think it was just like SEO, PPC, a list of things, right? Helping 6-figure businesses scale to 7 figures with custom solutions. Bam, that's awesome. That is amazing. That's standing out. You know, I take the period off the end of it. I don't think you need a period there on the headline. I never like periods on headlines. That'd be my only thing that comes to me, but that's solid. Helping 6-figure businesses scale to 7 figures. And what John's doing here, John's targeting who he wants as a client. Oh, you see something else that changed on John's profile? Like, how about that $100 hourly rate, right? Boom. Good job, John. Dude, get it. Like, I'm telling you, you're worth it, right? And now that even matches more with your new headline, because your new headline is targeting like $100 an hour. I rarely work for people who are not already generating revenue. It does happen. I'd say 20% of my clients are not generating revenue, but usually I give them some sort of a deal because I'm like empathetic with their situation. I don't have to, but I want to work with them for some reason. So there'd be an example of a health coach I wrote for. I gave her a maximum amount of hours, which I thought was a deal at the time. I said I'd do an email sequence for 15 hours. I guarantee it won't be more than that. And it was like 10 emails, and at the time I was thinking it's probably going to take me 20 hours. It ended up not taking me 20 hours, it ended up taking me about 15 or maybe even less, which that was part of that like efficiency thing that I was doing. But my point was to talk about John and not me. Sorry if I get talking about me too much. My point was John pinpointed who he wants to be working with, right? He wants six-figure businesses. He wants people with budget. He wants people who can afford his work. He doesn't want people who are nitpicking him down on price and like, oh my gosh, like you're too expensive, right? So that's who he's going for. And I think it's perfectly aligned with his $100 and above rate. The moment you get a $75 contract, I'd pump that thing to 150. Usually I'm bidding about $50 under what my profile rate is, and I need to boost mine. I guess maybe it's just my confidence isn't there yet, and I just need to tonight does it probably. Mine needs to be 200, right? I should just make the change right now. I'll do it fake. I'll do it on the fake one. I'll be like, 200. I should change it though. I'm going to change it, guys. I'm not logged into my same account. I can't change it, but let me go back to John's profile. Boom. So yeah, that's strong, super strong title. Let me see what else do we got? Helping businesses scale. Let's see here. Go up so I'm not starting at the bottom. This is awesome. In order for tiny businesses or other freelancers, they're really stingy with the rate, targeting those health companies. Perfect. Feel free to take anything you want from my profile. John, I love your attitude, man. I'm the same way, right? That's exactly what we're doing this for. Imagine when we have this freelancer community, which will be coming out soon, guys, of all of us, and we're just sharing these things with each other, and we're like, hey, this is working, this isn't working. We're all going to help each other succeed way more. Super exciting. Excited to have you guys all here. Can also make it something, help businesses scale from 6 to 7 figures, because I'm kind of OC and sort of have an issue with, OC is that I think that's OCD. It's what I'm interpreting it as. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I sort of have an issue with having the word figure there twice. Yeah, that stands out a little bit. I agree with you, Loida. That'd probably be a good edit for sure. That is a good edit. It does stand out, but at the same time, you could look at it the other way, and I'm not going to say which is right because it's probably both. It depends on who the person is, but it's standing out a lot right there. So the other one's 6 to 7 figures. It's placing less emphasis on it now with that way, but it is cleaner and it looks better for sure. So it is a little bit ugly. I agree. 6 figure, 7 figure, but if that's what you want them to focus on, and I'm not, I think I like their focus there, So, but both of them, they're both awesome, fantastic work. What did you say, John? I may copy and paste the entire thing. I don't know if I do that, Kristen. Upwork, they have a super strong team of people and policies. I didn't get snatched on my policy I broke to get you guys here, but I would be careful with that because I don't think they would appreciate that, and it could get you in trouble. But definitely what I do is take the format, so I will look at something like this. I'll be like, emoji here. Boom, what is he talking about here? Helping global brands and ambitious startups achieve growth using data-driven strategies. Apply that to my market, change the words a little bit. I might like ambitious startups, so I keep that. I might like achieving growth instead, so I keep that. And then here, maybe this. Maybe I'm like, okay, I changed this. This is obviously different because it's going to be applied to you. So I feel comfortable just hijacking this right here and putting that on my profile because I can't state it any other way or any better way, I should say. There are many ways I can grow your business. Boom, done. Copy and paste that, type about you here. Just extracting the formula is how I like to do it because then it's you're not technically copying and pretty much what do they say? Flattery, what is the quote? Inspiration is the copying is the highest form of flattery, something like that. I know I'm not saying it right. Somebody can throw it out there if they have that quote. But it's but you see something you like, and if you're it's awesome when it comes to that. You're wow, that was inspired by something I did. I've created something because then someone else has created something based off of it, and that's how all ideas spread, right? It's somebody comes with an idea, somebody else copies it, changes it, modifies it, throws it out there. Like I'm of the belief there's not too many new. I actually heard this from Allison, which is someone that I work with too. She's a coach, and her name's Allison Prophet, and she said, you know, like I believe, and I don't know if I agree 100%, but I do like the theme that, you know, no ideas are new ideas. We're recycling, we're repurposing, and we're just basically coming up with unique combinations of things that we have already seen. So if we go on along that thread, then like stealing an idea is just giving, you know, credit to where credit is due. And I always will try to give credit where credit is due, except if I'm like copying John's formula. I'm not going to be like, hey, thank you, John, on my profile and talk about it. So we got 6 minutes, guys. Any other questions? Watch what you say, John. Thanks, Loida. Imitation is the highest form of flattery. Yeah, there it is. Awesome. Thank you, Loida. Perfect. Imitation is the highest form of flattery. You know, so since John said we could imitate him, when, you know, maybe what I'll do is maybe, because I need to do these things, right? I do other things besides email copy, and I need to do stuff, right? I'm just like so busy, and I don't I'm not like starved for working anyway, so I haven't added to anything. But I have to really justify, you know, like when I do bid for website jobs. And honestly, I have so much stuff going on. I'm just staying within my vertical email copywriting, because the websites do take me a little bit longer than blogs and emails, because I'm so practiced. But maybe I use John's formula and come up with like a second profile on mine, because that one's super strong. Maybe I use Lloyda's, the third one. And maybe I use like Noel's, Kristen's, Timothy's, Joshua's, or Rob's, like after they rewrite the one that they're working on, right? And I might have included somebody that had their killer profile too on there, and I apologize. I am getting a little bit tired here. I've said it a few times, like efficiency and tired. Cool, so we're gonna wrap up. Why is first client so hard to get? Why is that such a good question, Noel? I'm gonna have to talk on that one for a second, so let me get some water. The first client is so hard to get because there's so many people out there that don't have their first client, which that's kind of like sounds backwards, right? Like it's one of those fallacies or loops that like loops on itself, you know. But there's so many people with no work out there that you're pooled in with everybody else. And the problem with being pooled into that group, like if say you're bidding on a job and there's 4 other people with no jobs, they read one other person's profile with or like proposal that they don't like it, or it has a bunch of mistakes, or it just like, you know, like lame. They're gonna kind of loop that in, screw everybody without any reviews, right? Or the other thing, there's a lot of things working against people trying to get their first client. It's possible. It's 100% possible. You know, like you can do it, but you do have to work at it, and you got to pull out some tricks, right? So you want to do your profile. You know, let me get to back up a second though. So another thing that going against getting your first profile is if anybody has ever hired somebody that didn't have any experience on there and had a bad experience, it takes them a while to want to do that again or take that risk again, because they've wasted money at that point. You know, so, and there's a lot of freelancers out there who don't provide, they're not looking to improve their services, and they're not looking to provide the quality of work that we provide. And that's obvious and evident because we're here. You know, like you can tell there's 7 or 6 top rated freelancers on this call. Like obviously we're top rated because we're out there looking for new knowledge, and it doesn't matter if we've made 60 grand like Loida, we're still working on improving our profile, right? So that's exactly what separates us, and that goes for Noel and everybody else too out there with not top rated status yet, you know. But basically, why is your first client so hard to get? Again, I'm like losing track of my thoughts. That's why though. Those 2 reasons I gave. I'm sure there's a couple more, but we'll skip to a couple things that will help you get your first client. So I think that'll be more beneficial than me remembering what I was talking about. So I would offer some sort of a discounted rate, you know, Noel. I'd say I'd keep your rate at $10 an hour, but I'd say I don't care what I make on this first project. I don't care if I make $3 an hour. It has to be justified for you. Don't like sacrifice your life quality for this project, and make sure if you discount your rate to make sure to qualify it and let the people know exactly how long that you'll be willing to work for that rate for. You know, so I would try to like not even do an hourly rate project. I try to get a low fixed rate project like we saw on someone's profile, right? That $1,000 article for $12.50. I'd go in on something like that, $5 project, boom, get your first review, you know, get a solid review on your thing. get a couple of those. Like basically, for me, this is exactly what I did, and it helped me get clients. I didn't care if I made $1 or $0, and I know $0 is impossible because they don't let you do $0 projects. That this project I posted probably would have been one if I could, but 5 was the lowest, you know. So I would definitely try to like offer a deal, try to get some small fixed rate contracts and get someone to hire you. I would also incorporate this title. I'd work on your profile a little bit and improve that. I'd also be happy to check out your proposals and give that a quick look to see what you're sending out. You can send me an email with one of them and I'll take a quick look at it. But all that stuff pieces together. Okay. So I think if you improve that and then you offer some sort of discount at first, it could really help you get that first one. Cause I can tell you once you get that first one, and I'm sure people will agree, like if anybody else had trouble getting their first project out there, throw out something in the chat box, you know, cause I know it was definitely hard for me. I was actually on Elance when I got my first one, and that's like that 1096 an hour was on Elance. It was a couple months before it got transferred over to Upwork, right? So it was super hard. I bid on a bunch of stuff, and you know, I just felt like I finally got one. You know, so I think you can do it. I know you can do it, but I would definitely, you know, offer a deal. Go for the low, small jobs, and you know, spend the time on your profile, and you will get one. And then once you get one, you'll never have to ask that question again. And then you'll be giving people advice on how to get your first job. Right. So I hope some of those ideas were helpful. And if I come up with more, I'll definitely shoot them your way. Or we'll probably have some more calls every week. I'll be on these calls here doing profiles. I also plan to have one coming out soon on proposals. I just have a few things in the works, so I'm not sure if that will be this week, next week, or when it will be, but it's definitely in the works. So like Josh, my first project was the minimum $5. It took me 3 hours. Like, there you go. That's how you get your review. You know, like who cares about anything else? The money doesn't matter. And even though the money doesn't matter, when you're working on that job, and correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, this applies to me, not you, possibly you, but like I was still feeling like, I'm not being paid for this, but I'm like, whatever, I'm doing it. This review is going to be worth way more than this $5. I'm just going to pretend like I'm doing this for free because I want to do it, because the $5 felt like almost demeaning at the point, you know. Just like just like Noel, when I said work for $3, you're probably like screw you, dude. I don't want to work for $3, right? But like, and I felt that way, and I was like, okay, I don't want to work for $10 an hour. I can go to Kmart and I can work for $10 an hour. Like, why am I going to do some challenging, complicated work when I can go do mindless work and just like screw off half the day for $10 an hour? Now I don't want to do that, so I didn't. But it's basically like you put yourself through it. Get your 5-star review, do the best job you've ever done for that $5, and get those reviews on there, and then you don't have to worry about that. Then you're jacking your rates up, just like we saw in my profile, just like we saw in everyone's profile. But I think Joshua, I'm gonna forget names. I'm just gonna see if I got lucky, right? Joshua, was that 1065? 1650. Yeah, cool. I actually picked the right one. Cool. What's up, Joshua? Cool. So I hope that helped, Noel. We're at 2 minutes over. So I'm going to cut the call off now, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. It's been amazing. This experience has been so amazing for me. Tiring, too. My lips are like dry. I really hope you got value from it. I will send you an email for sure. I hope this advice has been helpful. We'll be doing these calls every single week. So if you want to I'd love to feature somebody who's like fixed up their profile. So if you want to hop on another call and you've already fixed up your profile and you want it reviewed again, like that'd be fantastic. Shoot me an email. Let me know which one you're going to be on. I think we're working on getting the Zoom stuff set up. It might already be set up. I haven't checked on it yet. So I got my webmaster Leonard working on that in the background, but that's like should be set up or very close to being set up. So that'll work soon, and we'll be able to get the next call scheduled. And I appreciate you guys being here so much. I'll read through every single word. I'll check your emails, and I'm excited to continue this conversation with you guys. So been fantastic. I'm going to be in bed soon. I'll try to get an email out tonight, though. And my dog is like, what are you talking for so long for? He's passed out down there. But cool. Thank you guys so much for being here. And we'll be chatting soon. Bye, guys.